Welcome to New Stripe City, a podcast for die-hard Bengals fans. I'm your host, Ace Boogie, and today I'm going to be talking about an interesting topic, and that's the Bengals looking into signing a wide receiver, Sammy Watkins, during free agency. And you might ask, why would the Bengals do this? We're good at wide receiver. We just took John Ross last year. Well, to me, outside of you look at the offensive line, you look at the defensive line, and you look at the linebacker position. And when I say defensive line, I really mean interior defensive linemen. Outside of Geno Atkins and those guys, you're not really for sure what you have there, right? And so obviously, I think the next step is to look at free agency, and you look at the market, and there's a lot of guys out there that the Bengals clearly won't be able to make a run at, such as Jarvis Landry, Allen Robinson. But there is a guy that has some potential to be targeted by the Bengals, and I think that that's Sammy Watkins. Now, Sammy Watkins, to this point in his career, you could argue that he's kind of not lived up to those expectations, especially since Buffalo traded so much to get the guy. Then they traded him away last year to the Rams, where he just didn't have the chemistry with Jared Goff like that. And you could argue that he never had the best quarterback play in Buffalo, so he could end up coming to a better situation here in Cincinnati. And the best thing about it is that this guy might not cost too much. I mean, you're talking about a guy that's projected on Spotrac to average an annual salary of $5.9 million. And that's not to say that it couldn't be more than that, but that would be a perfect range for the Bengals to target this guy. When you're talking about you're paying Brandon LaFell $4 million, and for $2 million more a year, you could easily cut him and have a guy like Sammy Watkins there for $6 million a year. I think that they should do it. You sign him to a 1-year prove-it deal. You see what he can do, and I think that he would complement this offense great. You're talking about having A.J. Green, Sammy Watkins, John Ross, Tyler Boyd. I think the Bengals should do this. Let me know what you guys think. I think that it's a very realistic target for the Bengals to meet. Definitely would be something that would satisfy the fan base, especially coming off of 3 straight seasons where you failed to replace Mohamed Sanu and Marvin Jones. You have to do something about that. That's not to say that John Ross and Tyler Boyd can't do that, but right now you have a question mark staring at you in your face across from A.J. Green. And why not fill it in with a guy that you know can come in and be productive, take the pressure off of A.J., fully complement this offense, give Andy another weapon, and Sammy Watkins. You look across the league at Philadelphia, the guys that just won the Super Bowl, what did they do? Even though they had a Jordan Matthews, even though they had a Nelson Aguilar, they went out there and they grabbed a Torrey Smith. They went out and signed Alshon Jeffrey to a 1-year prove-it deal, and I think that the Bengals should do the same thing. Sign this guy to a 1-year prove-it deal, see what he's got, take a chance. The Bengals have been burned in the past with guys like Antonio Bryant and Lavernius Coles, but they've also hit on guys like Terrell Owens and guys out there. So why not take a chance, look and see what you have? He's not going to cost that much. I think that the Bengals should do this. You guys let me know what your thoughts are. Leave them in the comments. I think that this will be a great move. I think it's a realistic move. I'm not saying that they're going to go after Jarvis Landry and pay him $11 million a year. If this guy really can be had, and it's being reported on Spotrac that his annual average market value might be $5.9 million, I think the Bengals need to pounce on this. And this will be a thing that's good for both sides. Sammy Watkins gets to play for a winner, gets to play with a great receiver in A.J. Green. Give him a 1-year prove-it deal. Let him, prove himself. See where it goes. I think that they should do it. We'll see what happens, but I think that this is something that the Bengals should definitely pay attention to, and we should look at. And I would just love to see Sammy Watkins here. The only thing is Sammy Watkins has struggled to stay healthy, but I mean, the wide receiver position as a whole is really an injury-prone position, but you're talking about a young guy that's possibly still in his prime that you could put right alongside AJ that would command and take the pressure off of him and open this offense up. And it's a guy that could possibly be had for a bargain, and he might want to play for a team like Cincinnati since he would be in a better quarterback position. He'd be in a better position from as far as not having double teams and playing with AJ Green. It would just be a great deal for both sides, and I don't think that he would hurt this wide receiver room. I think if you get rid of Brandon LaFell and you cut him, you pony up your extra $2 million that you already have to go after Sammy Watkins. You do that just like you did last year when you got rid of Mal Luga and you signed Kevin Minter. You do that again, but you do it at the wide receiver position, and you bring him in, and just imagine the tandem of AJ, Watkins, and Ross, and then you also have Tyler Boyd there. And you can get rid of some of these other guys that aren't going to live up to the expectations and haven't. And I think that that's a great move, especially with a new offense and some new players and a team that struggled to connect with the fans. This would definitely be a move towards a positive direction. It would be a middle ground for both sides where they don't have to pony up a ton of money. They still get a pretty good guy, and all sides win. So you guys let me know what you think in the comments. You guys hear him coming. So as usual, I'll leave you guys with a who day, all day, every day, and especially on Sunday. Who day?